Rightio, Nutrient online spring sale now has got 7 mares on behalf of Elderberry Park. Duncan McPherson, welcome back to Campbell's Comments, mate.
Great, and great to be part of the Nutrient Spring Sale for 2021.
It is. I wear the hat, I wear the vest, it's okay. I'll go 50-50. We'll put the hat on and we've got the Nutrient vest. So Bardo will be okay. He'll be okay with that. Firstly, remiss of me, happy Father's Day too, mate.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, including all the stallions of the world too. And you and I can't quite categorise ourselves as stallions, but we'll have a crack at it.
Oh, I'm 1 for 1, Group 1. I'm okay, so it's all good.
You're going all right. You're going all right.
It's going good. She won't understand what that means. It'll be fine.
Oh, you got to. Well, it's a good start to the show. Anyway,
Lot 53 through to 59. 7 mares available. Timing is everything. I was going to go through them in numerical order, but we're not going to. We're going to start off with lot number 55, Elderberry Crumpet, a Dream Vacation mare that was foaled in 2009. Is in foal to Elderberry and Eagle. Now I have 2 of these hats. This is the Sky Valley one. I can't turn it around the other way, so I can't lie. I've got the other one. Don't worry, it's here somewhere.
Yep.
this horse is in foal to Elderberry and Eagle. But the reason timing is everything is tonight at Shepparton, race number 2. Elderberry and JT did the right thing and saluted.
Well, there's more reasons to understand what Crumpet's all about, and you talk about Elderberry and Eagle. Well, lot 452 at Lexington is Elderberry and Eagle's half sister by Donato Hanover, and its name is the mare was Haughty, and the yearling that's for sale in Kentucky is Elevate. And Elderberry and Eagle is black typed all over the US pages in the stud book, and having done a lot of research recently, as I probably explained pre-show, we need to understand where Elderberry and Eagle fits into the parameters of US racing. And a Group 1 winner brought to Australia, and he's out of Let's Just Talk About Me, who's by self-possessed. And if we're all worried about it, there's lot 452 out of the Lexington sales, and we've got a stallion in Australia who's highly regarded and black typed all over the US. His full brother's in Walk the Walkers in Standing and Stud in Sweden. And then we talk about Elderberry and Crumpet, who had a winner tonight, and her progeny was Elderberry and JT out of Yield Boko. And Yield Boko's had 2012 to race and 8 winners and 23 foals in the Southern Hemisphere, and has got one of the best 4-year-olds in Europe. So as far as a broodmare is concerned, and being by Dream Vacation, who's just one of the most prolific winners per capita in the Southern Hemisphere, the mare's for sale. We can't keep them all, as we all know, and with the success we're having on the track at the moment with a lot of our younger broodmares coming through, unfortunately and regrettably, we need to create room on the farm for the progeny coming along as they are at the moment. And there's some opportunities for breeders in Australia to pick up not only broodmares by Dream Vacation, but leaving winners tonight and enfold a hot property in the US. So the price at the moment doesn't reflect the capability of the broodmare, but we're here to sell, and all our mares are for sale. And whether they're in foal to Father Patrick or in foal to Elderberry and Eagle, they're there to move. And the opportunity for Australian breeders is to get genetics that they can't get otherwise. And knowing that we've got relatives as lot 452 in Lexington in Kentucky, then people in Australia should be jumping at these opportunities.
The other part about that is he was ill-fated, Elderberry and Eagle, so there's no more of him. Or there might be some frozen semen, I don't know, but effectively...
Yeah, we're frozen this year. So we've got one more year with Harness Racing Australia.
Yep.
And there's little doubt that he averaged just over 22,000 at the yearling sales last year at the APTS APG sale. And there's the people that have got the progeny of Elderberry and Eagle are delighted, and we're breeding back to him this year with his last opportunity with some of our broodmares on the farm, including some of our best broodmares. So we've got to give the stallion the opportunity, and he's already produced the Parker Classic winner in South Australia in
Bialassi.
Sorry?
Bialassi?
Yeah, no, out of that family. So there's opportunities abounding for people to purchase quality broodmares with quality stock on the way, and we're at the right time of the year. You've only got to wait the next 6 or 8 weeks, and you'll have a foal on the ground. And what a great way to start! And these stallions are offered up, you know, whether they're by Sky Valley for the 12,000 brick bred or the other stallions for the 9,000 brick bred. There's opportunities to have your winners coming in the progeny to come. And with 7 on the market and 5, I think, in foal, well, why wouldn't you buy one?
Absolutely. As I said, Crumpet, she's the mother of Elderberry Daisy and Be a Lassie. And then you've got Elderberry, I know I'm not. Yes, I am. Elderberry Daisy is actually closely related, and she's in foal to Volstead as well. So that's, again, beautiful bloodlines coming out here to Australia.
Yeah, and the service fees are fully paid for those mares, so we paid up. So, I mean, we have a reserve on our horses. I'm quite prepared to negotiate a price, but we've got to understand where you've got $4,500 service fees, one would hope that the progeny is reflective of the auction price, and the broodmare is as well. So there's, as I say, with Volstead, congratulations to Pat Driscoll and Yabby Dam Racing. They brought the stallion down. You know, we've patronised the stallion heavily as an outcross to all our Muscle Yankee and Muscle Mass and also Muscle Hill lines. So we've always got to be looking at the next genetic coming forward in Australia, and particularly here in Victoria.
And people want to know about confidence in breeding. I reckon a lot of the time people need confidence. Pat has negotiated to get Volstead back next season, like not this season, but there looks like he's coming back. So big players back him. So here's your opportunity to buy mares, as you said, that you might have in 2 months' time. You're going to have hopefully a colt on the ground, but you might even get a filly on the ground by some of these world-class sires.
Yeah, and I think if you look at the genetics that we offer, I mean, whether they're Dream Vacation or out of Lindy Lane brood mares or where they're from, and Eileen Donnan mares as well. I mean, these horses have all been at the top of their careers in the US, and although they may be underrated, they're maybe underrated here in Australia, but they're not underrated on a global perspective. And if we go and look at the Lexington, as I said earlier, we've spent a lot of time looking at Lexington and the Harrisburg sales coming up in October and November this year, and it's very interesting to see that a lot of the genetics and the mares that are now represented in those American sales are coming from Europe, and a lot of them we've got the French influence and the Swedish influence, and it's vice versa. As you know, we're selling Forshaw Elderberry in the Manhammer sale online at auction on the 12th of February, 12th of September. And there's 39 yearlings for sale in Sweden. We're selling one up there, and it's by Redley Express. And again, there's genetics up there that you can't get, but we've also got a Redley Express down here in the Southern Hemisphere. So the world's becoming a smaller place, which is what I'm really trying to push to. And if breeders in Australia can take the opportunity to purchase broodmares, whether they be for sale by Yabby Dam Racing or by Elderberry Park, there's some quality broodmares in this sale, and the opportunity to springboard into the next hemisphere as far as breeding's concerned down here.
You talk about bloodlines, Elderberry and Murray, that's your Lindy Lane family and the likes, with Murray Lindy. In foal to Father Patrick, there is no more of those after this year, so you've got an opportunity there. And related to, one of the harness racing's pin-up mares anyway, and Fear Not, very closely related too. So they are good families and good producing families, but it's bloodlines. If you've got a filly out of Elderberry and Murray on the ground, it's a quality price, high price filly.
Well, she's also that whatever the progeny is, it'll be rated to Kai Valley Kiri, who won a Group 1.
Yep.
And Fear Not's just on the tipping point of 200,000 and is extremely resilient. Lindy Lane has been a wonderful broodmare producer in the Northern Hemisphere, and you've got an opportunity here with a Father Patrick progeny coming. The service fee needs to be paid, but it's at a 20% discount, so there is a service fee payable at around 13,200, which is all negotiated with Navalier Stud. But if you go and put the progeny on the ground, the foal in itself, when you look at the averages of Father Patrick in the Australian yearling sales in the last couple of years, the foal virtually pays for itself by the purchase price. So, and we've retained some progeny out of Elderberry and Murray, and we're interested in offering the mare for sale in foal to one of the number 1 stallions in the world at the moment and the hottest progeny, and there's an opportunity there for someone in Australia to put to purchase and then have a foal on the ground within the next 8 to 12 weeks of world-class statistics.
You've got lots 54 and 59 very closely related as well, with Breezing Around and Elderberry Sky. Breezing Around's in foal to Volstead. Yeah. Elderberry Sky in foal to Eagle.
No, Elderberry Sky's. I think Elderberry Sky may not be in foal. She's a Muscle Hill mare. We've got a number of Muscle Hill mares, and it's got to the stage where we've got some Father Patricks and others coming off the properties and off the racetracks here and around the world, and we've had to make a bit of room. Elderberry and Teal's coming down in foal to Who's Who from Sweden. She enters quarantine this week. We've got some phone calls going on with Manhammer. And the philosophy at Elderberry Park is we want 25 world-class brood mares, and unfortunately, sometimes we've got to move some of the mares on that we would normally retain, given that the genetics are coming from the Northern Hemisphere, both from Sweden and the US. She's
definitely not in foal 59. I've actually still got her up there. I'm not sure why I wrote Eagle. There's some reason that I did. I've just written Eagle underneath it, and I've got no idea. My brain works in very strange ways.
Well, we couldn't breed to Eagle to be too close genetically, but I could always offer a service fee if someone wants to purchase her to yield Barco, who's still leaving Group 1 winners in Europe. So if someone wants to take advantage of good fortune tonight, there's service fees available.
And don't forget Guy Thunder last night. Still less than 24 hours away
Absolutely.
since he won. Breezing Around has a soft spot for me. If I show Marie that, he goes back to Andy's favourite, and Marie won a Monty race on him at Maryborough on Redwood Day, and it was a very popular day that for Reezy. She was very, very happy. The other one is 59. There's actually Elderberry and Hall must be a hard one to sell with the American bloodlines on that horse.
Yeah, look, we went up and bought Susie up in at Harrisburg. Her mother won a bucket load of money. I think it was over 500,000. She's an Andover Hall. When we bought her, there was no Andover Hall semen in the Southern Hemisphere. I'm always about buying genetics that no one else can get hold of, and blow me down 3 years later, Andover Hall became available down here. But that's not to say that Gay Winaria and Gay Naria and the family that's continued to breed on in the US, it provides an opportunity for people to purchase a broodmare, US bred, and you can now breed straight to the US. So whether it's Volstead or Tactical Landing or Father Patrick or whatever you like to breed to, you've got bloodlines that can't be replaced. And there's not many fillies that are down in Australia whose mother won $500,000 on the market at the moment, and we've kept some of the progeny, obviously, and we're now offering a genetic available to breeders in the Southern Hemisphere that they wouldn't be able to get hold of otherwise. And I guess that's a bit like, that's the philosophy of Elderberry Park. We bring them down, we breed, we retain some for our own future, and then we offer them back into the market in Australia. And these are opportunities that if you're in another country in Europe, for example, people will be climbing over themselves to try and get hold of some of these genetics to breed on with.
Absolutely, and she's in foal to Volstead. She's all American bred. You can't just Google on harness the harness site, harness HRA site, because once you get to the American mare, that's it. You don't get a lot of
you get blocked.
A lot of information, but you don't have to go far to realise it. It's unique bloodlines, full stop, and being in foal to Volstead, it gives it a lot of cha-ching value, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, if anybody's concerned about the genetics, I mean, I'm available by mobile phone. My phone's on the website, and before the auction closes, if anyone wants to ring me and talk about the genetics that are available through the Nutrient Spring Sale, Elderberry Park's here to help. We're here to breed on and create the best genetics, and obviously our objective at the end of the day is to put foals on the ground that the world is looking at, and then offer brood mares for sale that the purchasers have the opportunity, if they're interested in talking to us, and then we can assist them in matching up and providing a genetic base where they would be world-class competitive, and that's what it's all about. And credit to Pat Driscoll, he's got some mares for sale, and so have the Fusionados and a few other people, and the quality of the brood mares that are for sale through the Nutrient Spring Sale. If you went to the Black Book 2 sale in Harrisburg, the mares that are available in Australia would be equal or equivalent to a lot of the mares that are available in Harrisburg at the mixed sale coming up in November in America this year.
And the part of that is yourself, Pat, Greg's got one in foal, but
Yep.
they're in foal. You're not far off having foals on the ground that in 2 years' time you can race them, and you can put them through the sales in a year's time. There's so many other options that you can do. That's what these sort of sales do, open up options for people. You can put it through the spring sale in a year's time if you wanted to, and move them on that way as well.
Yeah. I credit where credit's due to Nutrient to offer a spring sale opportunity. It's similar to what New Zealand Bloodstock do in New Zealand. It's a fantastic opportunity for people in Australia and breeders, whether they be in South Australia or Queensland. And Elderberry Park sponsors a lot of races in South Australia, and we send a lot of our genetics to Queensland and South Australia during the breeding season. There's some brood mares and some opportunities in all aspects of the sale that are available to Southern Hemispherical breeders. And we really shouldn't be looking for bargain basements. What we should be doing is capitalising on the opportunities that are created with the vendors that are offering these brood mares for sale.
Absolutely. The other one, not quickly, I don't care how long you go, is Charming Yankee, the muscle Yankee mare. Probably a little bit thin on what she's left, but traces back to one of the greatest mares we've had for that long in Landora's Pride. Like, she was just a superstar. Anyone that's too young, she won 472,000, and there'll be a lot of people that'll be like, who was she? Like, that's how good a mare she was back in the day.
Yeah, I think you've got to go back. I mean, when we started, when Chris Lang and I started going back over to New Zealand 15 to 22 years or 15, 25 years ago, one of the objectives was to bring the best. At those times, we couldn't get American bred mares because we hadn't been up there. We only went up there 12 years ago. But our objective was to bring quality New Zealand blood families and bloodlines to Australian and in particular Victorian farms. And Charming Yankee fits that bill. And we've sold some horses out of the mare. And we've also retained some of the stock. So you can't get a muscle Yankee line out of a mare that wins 472,000. And we're talking about winning 472,000, 12 to 16 years ago, where that sort of money, you'd be in millionaire country now. So you've really got to understand the opportunities that are there. And yeah, look, sure, some of the mares that we're offering are getting a bit older, but I also know that I bought Maori Time's mother, son Donna. She's 20. We've had her in foaled Elderberry and Eagle and Sky Valley in recent years. It's not about the age of the mare. It's about getting and retaining the blood in the Southern Hemispherical system. And I can only encourage people and purchasers to suggest that you've got an opportunity, take the opportunity, and then we can also, once we've got those brood mares in the market space and you've got progeny on the ground, it gives the opportunities to stud masters to go and canvass and market our products in the US and in Europe to bring better genetics down here. And it's all a numbers game. And we're not selling them because we need to get rid of them. We're selling them to create opportunity. And I think we need to clearly understand there's a difference. And if we can capitalise on our opportunities, then the Australasian trotting is going to be in a better space. And as I always say, it's about internationalisation and globalisation of the sport. And everybody's got an opportunity through the Nutrient Spring Sale to springboard themselves into opportunities they've never seen before.
Absolutely. Now that sale finishes at 6 o'clock. Now that's when it all hots up for people to be aware. So you go to nutrienequine.com.au, follow the links to the spring sale, go to the Auctions Plus site. If you want to know how to get to that, I did a live feed with Mark Barton earlier on tonight. If you're watching this tomorrow, go in there, watch how we do it, follow the links. It is so easy. You do not have to register to be a buyer. If you want to be a sightseer, which is one of the complaints they got back, is people couldn't just sightsee to watch it. You can do it that way. Tune into my Facebook page tomorrow night. I'll be live from 5:30. Myo is going to join me. We're going to talk about the website and how to register your horses for the upcoming Nutrient sales going forward in February in Sydney, April in Melbourne, and the APTS part of that as well. So we're trying to build all of those things. So Em will be on with me probably right up until nearly 6 o'clock. Then I'll be going live. I'll be basically telling people what is going on and go from there. Duncan has said there about getting his phone number. His phone number is there on the page. If you go to those pages, you'll see Duncan's phone number. Give him a call about any of these horses. There are 7 lots there. 5 of those are in foal. 5 of those are in foal. Father Patrick, Volstead, Elderberry and Eagle, all quality, world-class sires. So it is important. But please, register if you want to. I think when we went to live, I think we only got 30 on the market. We've got about another 10 that are near their reserves already, but we've got a full day tomorrow, and starts up from 6 o'clock. The one thing, Dunk, everyone got confused with last time, it doesn't stop and then starts on lot number 1. When 6 o'clock comes, every horse is available, and if there's no bids within 30 seconds, the sale stops, and that's it. Whatever price there is there is there. So don't sit on your hands. Don't think I'm going to buy lot number 59, which I hope they are for Duncan's sake, and think that, oh, well, I've got till 7 o'clock or whatever. Sit there at 6 o'clock, tune in and watch. And the idea of it is, Dunk, if you like lot 59, but all of a sudden it goes over your reserve, that's it. You're out of the ball game because it's a last mare. But this way you can be looking at 2 or 3 mares. If 59 goes over the reserve or over what you wanted to pay for it, you've still got opportunities to buy any of the others. And for Duncan's sake, I hope it's 53 through to 58, and go that way. But it makes a lot of sense why it works this way. It's just, unfortunately, harness people don't like change, Duncan. Have you ever noticed that?
I think it's a shifting sand, and I think that if we go and look at the number of trotting races that have been held in the last week, for example, and the quality of the horses that are racing down here, to put your hands on broodmares, but more importantly, like Pat Driscoll and ourselves, a lot of our mares that are for sale are in foal. And I think that to know that you're going to have a foal on the ground, all you've got to do is bid. You're getting a world-class genetic from all areas, and whether it's ours or Pat's or other vendors, I think that the vendors should be congratulated for putting their mares in foal and having the fortitude to pay those service fees, and then offer them in most instances in foal. And obviously with Elderberry and Marion Father Patrick, it's LFG, life foal guarantee, so it's a slightly different ball game. But look, seriously, when I look at the stud book, and I said earlier, we spent a lot of time on it today, talking to Jonas Sanderson. Jim Connolly's involved in the consultation process as to what we may be looking at in America. The McCarthys are also looking at it, obviously with Belinda and Luke in New South Wales with Ravani, but Andrew drove winners today up in Northern America. There's a big influence in what's happening, and we're all looking to see what we can do to improve the genetics here. And there's opportunities abounding for the people that want to put their hand up and put pen to paper in the Nutrien spring sale for 2021.
Absolutely. I am going to stop it there, except I am going to throw one more question. But this is not going to be about everything else about Elderberry Park, because myself and Duncan can get talking a little bit too long. But this was purely about making sure people know why these mares are for sale. But just very quickly, Elderberry and Ravani goes okay.
Yeah, she's now the fastest Australasian broodmare or mare that's graced the racetrack in the last 12 months. 53.9, head on the chest. And that's why we're excited to know that that Fruitcake is for sale, who's by Tactical Landing, who's the half-sister up in Lexington. But without being too cocky, she's a nice mare, and we identified her early days. I saw her as a weanling. I spoke to Brittany Graham during the week, and she said what was the story. And once I saw her, I knew that there's no Donato Hanovers down here. She fitted the bill, and she's a mile racer. That's what she's come here to do. We're not here to put her over 2,700 or 2,300. She's here to mile race, and that's the genetic. And we've got to understand, we bring too many mares down, or we sometimes bring mares down from the Northern Hemisphere that we know that are mile bred, but we try and change their opportunities. And I think we've got to stick to the guns. And people said, why did you send her to New South Wales? And the answer is pretty simple. She's bred to be a mile racer. Her mother, Coffee Cake Hanover, went 54 or 53, won 471,000. And you've got to understand that if they're bred to do that, well, then that's what you do. You don't turn hind jumpers into long jumpers. You don't turn 800-metre runners into 100-metre runners. She's here to do a job, and so far so good. But no, she's very exciting. And we've got another one, Elderberry and Crooks. She's a Chapter 7 filly. She ran third at her first start in Lexington 10 days ago in 55.2. Never been off the farm, and she's in again, hopefully in again next Sunday. It's all about trying to keep that program going and bring them down here. And whether it's Elderberry Turnpike or Elderberry Ravani or Elderberry Crooks or whatever we decide to do, we're doing it. And as I mentioned earlier, we've got some exciting times. We're selling foreshore Elderberry in Sweden. The mother's in folder Who's Who. She's due to arrive in Australia on the 25th of September. There's another lot of genetics that are going to be available to Southern Hemispherical breeders. And all I can say is the only reason we're selling some of the mares that are in the nutrient spring sale is to make room for these the investments that heavy investments that we're making in Northern Hemispherical trotting to provide genetical opportunities to people in the Southern Hemisphere. And if you purchase a brood mare from Elderberry Park, we had 9 winners off the farm last month. Elderberry JT won tonight, God of Thunder won last night. So I think that you've got a pretty sure outcome, and you know that you're on the world's best trends if you're buying Elderberry Park brood mares, let alone the progeny that they're about to produce.
Absolutely. You and I could talk forever. I'm thinking there, anyone wondering why would you want to buy a trotting mare, go and talk to Pat Driscoll, Jim Connolly, Duncan McPherson, and that is why you want to breed a trotting mare. You want to buy one of these mares so you can start, because it is just so addictive. It gets you in. Chris Lang Jr. selling horses in here. Chris,
yep.
There's so many people that just get caught in this fabulous industry. It's a great industry. The trotters are flying. The trotters, I remember the pacing guys not that long ago, they were scoffing at half races being trot races. They're like, as if, and yet they can see it coming. Most of the pacing guys are starting to breed as many trotters now.
Yeah.
It is changing. Get involved in this sale, lots 53 through 59 on behalf of Elderberry Park. I better put the other hat on, or Bardo might tell me off because I get told which ones I've got to wear. But Duncan, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow night. And anyone wants to get in touch with Duncan, ring that phone number that is on that site. As I said, go to nutrienequine.com.au, go to the spring sale, follow it to the online sale through Auctions Plus, and it's so easy. Just follow the steps. Tune in tomorrow night. Campbells commence from 5:30. Sale will be commencing. Horses go on the market at 6 o'clock, and we'll keep everyone updated. Duncan McPherson, thank you very much, mate.
Thanks for the opportunity, Paul, and congratulations to Nutrien and all the other vendors. I hope for the vendors' sake that it's a great sale, and I hope that for Southern Hemispherical trotting, the purchasers are well rewarded for their efforts. So we're hot to trot at Elderberry Park, and good luck to everybody.
Yeah, he even has it on his shirt now. Thanks, mate.
Good on you. Take care, everybody.